I'm into energy and feeling. It's got a good feel. So I'm blessed to be here. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for coming. I'm going to do everything I can to make this a dynamic 45 to 60 minutes. Sound good?
Yes.
Who's excited about business plans? Usually exciting, fun to put together?
Yep.
No, they're not. Come on, they're usually boring and they stink. This will be fun today. I'm positive.
This is twisting my arm. I'm just letting you know for the plan. Twisting my arm.
I'm driving down the radio yesterday. Who here was the most popular? Driving down the radio. Driving down the road, listening to the radio. Who was the most popular kid in school? Was any of you guys? Me either, okay? Me either. I'm driving out, I'm listening to the radio, and I hear the real estate report, and what happened from last year to this year with regards to home prices? 7.2% increase in appreciation for home prices. If you're at a cocktail party, the realtor is the most popular person in the room. Okay? People want to talk to you. I honestly think there's never been a better time to be a realtor or a lender. Okay? I know we got a little shortage of inventory. I know we got issues with short sales. But we're figuring it out, and it's a great time to be in the industry. I feel so blessed. Get out there, mail to your database, do whatever you got to do. People want to talk to the realtor. They really do. So, want to get that out of the way. Who listened to the CD from last time? 12 Steps to Extreme Winning. Any good?
Yeah. Right. On the way here this morning.
Jerry, why do you like it?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it particularized exactly 12 great ideas that will help you be an extreme winner.
Do you remember what those 12 were?
Most of them in my head.
Okay, I got a handout right here. They're all typed up. I love that stuff. I eat them up. Okay? Hand these out, memorize them. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. There's some coming around. I made plenty of copies. I believe we're a product. I believe we get brainwashed every day. Whoever you're hanging around with, whatever you listen to on the radio, you get brainwashed. That's why I love to listen to all these awesome audio CDs, because there's a bunch of positive things out there. I know you can find the negatives too, and we can all complain about the short sale that took a year and a half to close, right? You made $1.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Or you can look at all the other picks. There's some great things going on right now. So, that's that one. This week,
Yeah.
extra copies up here if we need them. I'll let you guys, I'll toss them out a little bit. How realtors make raving fans. These are from two top realtors. One's in Tennessee, one's in Texas, okay? Please listen to these. They're not lenders telling you how to do your business. They're realtors that are closing real estate transactions today, okay? And they're the top in the nation. Both of these individuals I know for a fact make more than $500,000 a year. Let's copy what they do. I'm all into copying. I don't want to recreate the wheel. It's faster, more time efficient. We can have more fun. Who wants more fun?
I do.
Okay, we're going to talk about business plans today. All right? Anybody read that book, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller?
Yep.
I thought it was a great book. I was kind of annoyed though because the first 2/3 is about your why. The last third's about the specific tactics. I want the tactics. That's the kind of stuff I'm. But I've come to realize the older I get, Jerry, no comments on that, all right? That it's your why is more important. Okay, so we're going to get to the business plan, but first we're going to do a little bit of work. All right? Does everybody have a pen? Everybody's need a pen today. We're very active today. If you don't have one, please get one. You got paper. Okay, here's our first exercise. Please circle around back. There should be enough for everybody. Put your name at the top and the date. This is a complicated form, all right? I want you to list out why you love what you do. Please take 2 minutes. I want you to say why you love what you do. I'm talking about real estate. Why do you love showing buyers homes, getting them in a house? Why do you love selling a house for a seller? Take some time to do that. 2 minutes.
Anybody else need one?
Everybody got a copy? I'd like to thank John for using the grease board that I brought up. Everybody have at least 3? It's okay to do more than 3. All right, you can obviously fill more of these later. Now, if you had a problem coming up with any, forgive me, I might be a little direct. You might want to consider another career. Okay? You need to love what you do. All right? And I think a lot of times we might lose track of that. So what's some reasons why we love to sell real estate?
Helping people.
Helping people. What else? That's a great one.
Flexible hours.
Flexible hours. You can go see an A's game if you want to, huh?
Making people's dreams come true.
Dude, are you serious? You're making people's dreams come true. I get to say I get to finance the American dream. When people ask me what I do, that's what I tell them. But you get to make that dream come true. As the realtor, you're in charge of that. Other reasons.
I'm in charge of my future.
You get to control your future. Yeah. You're not making $25,000 a year flat with a 3% raise every year. I know some realtors that take 3 months off a year. She likes to go to Europe, take like a 3-month vacation. You can do that. Other reasons.
I make money.
Oh, finally! Somebody says they can make a lot of money. Okay, I like that one. What else?
Synergy, winners working with winners.
Yeah, team environment. Definitely. What else?
The variety, like something new or different.
Never a dull moment. I agree with that 1,000%.
Good people contact.
Stay in contact with people. Yep. We're relationship driven for sure. Other reasons?
Income's based on my personal effort.
If you want to make a whole bunch of money, work a whole bunch of hours. Maybe even some less hours and still make a whole bunch of money. If you want to work part-time, you can work part-time. Great gig. Any others?
Ever changing.
Always changing. Something new every day. You're not going to get grow old and stale in this business.
You're your own boss.
You're your own boss. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got a broker opted here too well to live, but they're not our boss. They don't tell us when to check in or check out. Any others? I encourage you. I went to a Tony Robbins class. He says, you're going to get what you focus on. Put this up or put it in your day planner and look at it. Why you love what you do. Sometimes we forget when the deal goes sideways and emotions get a little bit high. Okay? What we're going to talk about today with our business plan is how to put that together. Okay? I believe we're very fortunate to be in the industry that we're in because of all of the things you guys just spoke about. Okay? Write them all out. It's good exercise to do that. Alright, now we're going to talk about, get into the meat of the topic, our business plan. This is a format that came from the core training, and I'm copying it because they make a whole lot more money than me. And they've been doing it for like 13 years now. We got extras. Everybody have a copy? Everybody have a copy? Raise your hand if you don't. Everybody got one? I'm very passionate about this subject. I've been doing it for 22 years, and I've done some coaching where I would coach realtors, and we copied the core style. I really don't do it anymore because the realtors end up hating me after we coach it, but I learned a lot of valuable lessons in there. I had this one lady who was older. Her kids were grown up and out of the house, and part of the process we went through was putting the business plan together and to be honest with yourself with where you're at. So I'm coaching this lady. There's 3 realtors and myself, and she was, she started crying after we got into a little bit. And I'm like, wow, I didn't mean to be that mean. What happened? She said, well, I just had the realization that I worked so hard so my daughter could go to college and I'd have the money for her. And she goes, what I just realized was I didn't spend the time that I wished I would have with her because I was working so hard. And financially, because things went wrong, I also don't have enough money to send her to college now. Okay? So it just ached at my heart because this is big stuff here. It's worth taking the time to plan what we're going to be doing. Okay? It's worth it. When you go on vacation, do you take some time to plan it a little bit? Jim Rohn has a quote like that. We spend more time typically planning a vacation than we do our business life. Let's plan it to get the results that we want. Okay? So if you look at page 1, we've got our marketing dashboard. I'm a very visual person, So I like to look at this graphically. I look at this as us as salespeople. We're driving a car and we've got control knobs. Okay? Today we're gonna identify your control knobs. So you might have 15 calls per day. All right? Just outbound phone calls. You might have a monthly 500 mailer to a farm, might be another button. 3 business lunches a week. Meet 10 FISBOs a week. This is an old form. You don't see too many FISBOs. Mail and call 5 payroll managers or human resource people a week. Mail out 5 CMA per week to your farm. All right? We can control all of these. The more you crank up the numbers, the more business you have. Correct? So this is a visual business plan. What's that?
Question, what's the payroll manager stick to do with real estate?
No, beautiful question. HR people, payroll managers, what do they have to do with real estate? Let's take a 100-person company. What if you were to contact them and say, hey, can I do a payroll stuffer? We're offering a free home inspection or a free estimate of value for anybody or a reduced commission if we can do your loans for all your employees. Does that make sense?
Payroll stuffers, okay.
Yeah, payroll stuffers. Or just get to know the relationships. If you learn it in that first CD we handed out, Increase Your Sales Price, you guys remember what Rita Casey did with her? Who she approached? It was the Orlando Magic. That was a good HR person to get in with. Okay? Great question. Prior to that is the biggest question of all. Are we here to make a living or design a life? Are we sure? That's a big deal. I don't want to make a living. I don't want to make a living. I want to design a life. Okay, we're going to cover several points today. This is the most technical right here. All right? It's called your Realtor GPS. And I'm just going to introduce it to you today and give you a little bit of a flavor for it. All right? So in 2013, I will net how much money as a real estate agent. I want you to pick a number. Okay? I know it's hard. I think people have a hard time putting goals. Well, I don't know if this is it or not. Pick one for now. You can change it later. Who's read the book Think and Grow Rich? Anybody who hasn't read it by Napoleon Hill, I highly recommend you read it. I've read it at least 5 times. I bought the workbook. I got the audio CDs. It's old. The concepts come from a long time ago, but it's key to having that mindset for attracting wealth. Okay? So, what are you going to make in 2013? Put a figure out there. What's your average sales price? Fill in the next blank on line 2. My average sales price. Again, it may change. And then multiply it times 3%, or whatever your split may be, so you can come up with your gross commissions per transaction on average. My office expenses are, this is an annual figure. If you pay somebody $2,000 a month, as an assistant, you're going to have $24,000. Plus 500 marketing, you might have another $6,000 on top of it. Whatever, you may do everything yourself. Your expenses may be very low, a couple $100 a month. But figure out your expenses. You're going to take number 1 now, your net income that you want, plus your annual office expenses, and add them up for line 4. You're going to come up with that amount. So I did it for this. If I wanted to net 100,000 plus my 24,000 in expenses, I had 124,000 in gross commissions or gross revenues I needed to generate. All right. I divide that by my average gross commission per transaction. Let's say it's 6,000, $200,000 sales price at 3%. I divide that. I need to close 21 units a year as a realtor to make $100,000 a year net. You guys can fill these in more completely after you have a chance to think about it. It's a simple little formula. Okay? I believe you get what you focus on. If you want to lose weight, what should you do every single day?
Get on the scale.
Thank you. Get on the scale. That's the best way, because you're aware of it. Put these numbers together. I am crystal clear on my numbers for my business plan as a loan officer. All right? The more clarity I have, the more likely it is to occur. I believe your subconscious is more powerful than your conscious. So when you put all this stuff and you get it real clear in your head what happens, then it just kind of happens on its own a little bit. There's like an intangible factor out there. Okay? Any question on this page, our Realtor GPS? All right, now we're going to break it down a little bit more. And for every business plan, you have 3 areas. You have marketing, operations, and finance. All right? The Hyatt Hotel has that. Blockbuster Video has that. You as realtors have it. Okay? You guys file what on your tax returns as a realtor? Schedule C? Profit and loss? You're self-employed, right? You have business and expenses. That's your ownership role. Okay? You're also managers. You have to manage the escrow. You may have some assistants to manage. You're also a salesperson, which is your marketing. Okay? What we're going to build today is a 1-page business plan. All right? It's simple. Remember I told you guys a while ago I got to keep it simple for me? It's simple. It's a 1-page business plan. All right? What are the 3 methods of learning? Visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Right?
I'm sorry, visual, auditory, what?
Kinesthetic. Touch, feel. Okay? So we're going to visually put together your business plan today. We're going to talk about it so you hear it on the auditory level, and we're going to have you write it down. We want to ingrain this in you to give you guys extreme clarity. Okay? That's where it gets fun and exciting for me. Because if you hit your goals, what does it give you?
Confidence.
Satisfaction.
Confidence.
Confidence. What else? John took my board. I'm going to write on his board.
Money.
Let's say you make a goal to make $250,000 in 2013, and you hit it. What does that give you? Pride, money. Okay, it gives you money, right? What does money give you?
Freedom.
Freedom. That's a big one. Okay? What else do you get?
More vacations.
Vacations. What do vacations give you?
Yes.
Rest. What does rest give you?
Energy.
What does energy give you?
Power.
Huh?
Power.
Power? What's the benefit to us?
Better health.
I'll say better health. Let's be honest. What else does it give you when you meet your income goals?
Less stress.
Less stress. What's another word for that?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why this is so important to me. This business plan to me, when done correctly, you're looking at freedom, better health, and peace of mind. Okay? Why do they pay us so much in the real estate and lending industry? Why do they pay us? Our commissions are too big. I'm going to tell you that right now. Why do they pay you so much money?
So you're worth it.
I believe the industry provides very little structure. I'm talking about lenders too. They don't give us the answers. I'm telling you right now, to get you those, what if I was to say, Jerry, I'm only going to give you a 1% commission on every deal. However, come on over here. Here's your assistant, Susie. She's going to handle your calendar, all your marketing for you, do everything for you. Here's our lead generation system over here. All right? We figured the math out. Based on this, you should be able to work 35 hours a week and make $200 grand a year. Now, he won't take it because he can go down the road and somebody's going to pay him triple the commission, and he thinks I'll do it myself. Right? Who here, what's it? When we look at salespeople, managers, and owners, what are we the best at? Are we clear? We love to sell, right? There's something wrong with us. We like to go hang out, talk to people, cold call, that kind of stuff. Salespeople make the most money. But our industry takes away the structure because they can't afford to give you all those things. So it's up to us to figure it out. So the people who figure it out profit immensely. Right? Profit immensely. I know realtors making $500,000 a year. They've got the team set up, they learn how to manage, they learn how to be owners, and they're working 40 hours a week. That's crazy. That's crazy. So it's a good thing is what I'm saying. Don't hate me because I said our commissions are too high. I love my commissions too, okay? But I'm just saying, we have to figure out the structure and everything behind it to make it run smoothly because we're business owners. Who's read the E-Myth by Michael Gerber? It's called the entrepreneurial myth. That means you have somebody who's very good at doing something, right? They're a great technician. Maybe they're a realtor or they bake cookies like Sherry's Berries. And they say, since you're so good at being a salesperson, you should start your own business. Well, you could be a phenomenal salesperson and a horrible business owner, right? Who here has training on how to be a business owner? Few of you have. I haven't. All right? I'm trying to learn those as I go because that's going to give me the freedom, the health, and the peace of mind that I'm looking for. Make sense? All right. So now we're going to talk about some pillars. We're going to talk about marketing first. All right? And we're building your business plan right now. I'm tricking you, so it might not look like it. Number 1, it's actually number 6. Who's your top 25 favorite clients? Okay? I want you guys to think about this real quick. And go ahead and start writing them out. We won't do all 25. Who comes to mind as your favorite clients? Maybe they're just people that refer you a bunch. Maybe like a friend who refers you, that would be one of your favorite clients. Okay? Who are some people that come to mind? You know, like, I'll tell you on the loan side, like, I get somebody 3.5% on their rate, and they think like I personally gave them that rate, right? Like it's my money. And they got the perfect house, and they think I'm the best loan officer in the world, right? Because they got 3.5%. And they go around everywhere saying, Chris is the best. Oh my gosh, you got to call Chris. He's the best. Right? You guys have some people where like you got them a house. It was really hard to get them in the house, and then they think that of you. Those are great clients. Okay? So list those out for your top 25 favorite clients. Again, you can finish that later. Now, what are some systems, assuming this is a marketing pillar? By the way, I call this raving fans. It's my second favorite. Database is number 1. Raving fans are the second. A raving fan is somebody who loves you and will refer you on average 2 closings a year. Okay? And they're out there. Okay? So, what do you do to market to your friends and raving fans? If you don't like them, you don't put them in there, by the way. These are only people you like. Why don't you call 6 a week? Here's a system below A. Why don't you have 1 lunch a week? This is ugly hard stuff, huh? Why don't you have a happy hour once a month? These are huge. The Corps just started doing these. You all get invites to mine. You go rent a place or go to a place from 5 to 6:30, get the happy hour items, invite 20 or 30 people to hang out, have a beverage and a snack, and kick back. That's it. Remember we talked about before, why do people work with you? Because they like you. That's the number 1 thing. So why not once a month invite 30 or 40 people to show up. You're buying the drinks. I've done the math for like 15, 20 people. It costs me like 80, 90 bucks because you get the happy hour price. And it's fun. And you hang out. Only have 1 drink as the person putting it on. I found that out the hard way, okay? But have fun with them, okay? That will generate your business. And the last one, a birthday program. Okay? When it's their birthday, there's a whole program we can talk about. I like to call and sing to them, send them a card. I can't sing at all. That's why they get the biggest kick out. Okay? So there's 1 marketing system to put in your business plan you may or may not want. Pick 25 friends, and there's your marketing. Oh, by the way, you can take them to a baseball game too. Or have them over your house for dinner. They're people you know and like. Let's say you just had 10 of them, and you took care of them like this, and they each referred you 2 deals. There's 20 closings. These are raving fans, and there's a whole other class on that we'll talk about. All right, any questions on hitting your top 25 people you love and know? All right, second one, your database. You guys, we got to build a database. We did that class last time, so you guys are familiar with the importance of that. Monthly mailer to them. Call a letter of the week. Their last name. Call the A's 1 week. Call the B's next week. Does that make sense? Call the Andersons 1 week. If you do that, how many times a year will you reach out to them? Twice. 26 letters, 52 weeks in a year. Right? You hit them twice a year. Simple little system. Now, if you don't have time to call them, can somebody else? Are we sure?
No, because then you're not developing, you're continuing to develop the relationship.
Oh, I love that. Is it better that you don't call or that you have somebody else call?
It's better you call.
Are you messing with me? Have somebody else call. If you don't get, I have people I did not get back to because I don't have the time.
And see, as a client, I'm going to share this just because this is how I feel. As a client, if I've got somebody calling me and go, Chris really wanted to talk to you, but he couldn't, so I'm going to take the time for him. Sorry, I just felt less than.
Okay. So you'd rather not hear from the person at all?
I would rather that person make the attempt.
Okay. I can't call all my clients. I can't. Now, first of all, when somebody calls, they're not going to say it like you said it.
Right. I swear to God, I had a call from a Summit person. Literally, that's what they said.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
That's not me, okay? Part of the deal is training. Remember, number 2 is management and training, okay? I just hired a lady. She wasn't allowed on the phone for 4 weeks. We role played for 30 minutes a day, okay? I'm very clear on what she has to say. So the call would not go like that. And guess what? Some of them will be put off. That's okay. It's better than not making the call at all, okay? We're copying people who do that, okay? The other thing we want to look at is this is change, okay? This, who moved my cheese, okay? You either change or die was the name of the, I mean, that's really what's happened. We have to change, okay? If you're happy with your income level and you're working 35 hours a week and everything's great, well then keep doing it. What I see is that's, in the lending and real estate, we're not there. So I'm proposing different things to help work. Will they all work? Nope. And all of these are not for everybody. We're going to give you multiple ones to choose. I know realtors who love calling expired listings. I think there's something wrong with you. I can't do that. I know realtors who make a boatload of money calling expired listings. It works great for them. I know people who like to door knock. Some who don't. It's up to you. That's what I love about this. We're self-employed business owners. So I'm giving you some pillars. You don't have to use them. Come up with your own. The key is you use them, you develop the systems, and then you implement. Okay? Database. Semi-annual event. Put on a barbecue. Week from today, Summit Funding is having Oktoberfest. You're all invited. Bring your family, your friends, and everybody from 3 to 7. There's flyers up here. We're going to have some bratwurst, some beer, some Coke, some water, and hang out. Why do I want you all there? Why do I want you all to come? Develop a relationship. Oh, this Chris guy, he's not always wearing a suit and tie. He can kind of relax a little bit. That's the same for you guys. Everything that I'm preaching, I do. Okay? It doesn't all always work. I got my share of complaints and everything else, but overall, it's the best thing I've ever seen. Okay, question on the database. Next page. This is page 2 of the Realtor GPS. 5 great business relationships. You guys know what I mean when I say business relationships? Like, for me as a realtor, I start calling on Jerry. Jerry loves me. He's an ongoing lead source for me. Ongoing. It's a business relationship. As a realtor, who do you have to go to get that instead of the one-shot client?
Lender.
Who?
Lender.
I'm sorry.
The lender.
Your lender, but he works with a bunch of realtors, right? So you gotta work a little bit, but who else can you go to?
The bank.
Bank, REO, that's a perfect one. CPA, that's a great one. Bankruptcy attorney?
Yeah, right.
Actually, that's a great idea.
Financial planners, divorce attorneys. The list goes on and on and on. Great business sources. It's worth considering to make that a pillar of your business. Again, we're doing business planning here. Pick a pillar, and then we'll set the systems to go behind it. All right? For the fun of it once, I wasn't for the fun of it, my coach made me, out of the yellow pages, 10 CPAs, 10 estate planners, 10 divorce attorneys. And I had to call on them to go through that whole exercise. Okay? Did it work? Yeah, but it was cold leads. So what do I do now? I say, hey, Kathy, gosh, you're one of my best favorite clients in the world. Do you have a CPA that you enjoy? Oh yeah, we use ABC Accounting. Oh my gosh, are they really good? You like them? Oh yeah, they're the best. Kathy, could I call them? Because I'm looking for a good CPA too. Okay. So I call the CPA. And I said, hey CPA, I was talking to Kathy. She said, you guys are the best. I'm actually looking for an accountant to refer some people to now and then for my business. Can I stop by your office for 20 minutes to meet and see if we might just have some kind of mutual beneficial relationship we can get together? That's it. That's much easier than how I started going out of the yellow pages. So I could call 10 past clients and say that and get 10 appointments with accountants. Does that make sense? Divorce attorneys, whoever, the list goes on. I want to work smarter, not harder. I'm still kind of a little mad at my dad. I grew up on a cattle ranch and he taught me how to work extremely hard. He said the harder you work, the more money you make. Man, there's the law of diminishing returns there. I want to work smarter now. Okay? Great business relationships. Meet with them monthly, face-to-face. Set up a monthly meeting. There's a system. Refer them 3 transactions a year. I ask this all the time. Who here has insurance providers that you send your homeowner's insurance to? Your clients. Unless you have one? If not, you should get one. You guys can refer a ton of business to a homeowner's insurance person. So, if you have, who has one? Okay, when's the last time they sent you a lead?
2 months ago.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, okay, you just proved my whole point. When's the last time they sent you a lead?
No, I am one.
Oh,
Just let everybody know. I don't trust.
I like it. Typically, they're not leads.
I know.
Hello,
I'm clear
there's no
on
lead
the
source there,
concept,
think
yeah.
about it. Where's the lead source?
Moving along. My number 9. My 4th pillar of business is. Why don't you guys fill this one in? And let's brainstorm. Here's your deal. Your marketing should be like a table, right? If you've got a one-legged table, how's it going to stand? You need at least, I think, 4 or 5 good lead sources for that, to keep that table going. Like, when the refis hit, my database is my best, okay? When rates go way up, my database isn't as good. So I'm always constantly adjusting. So what's another pillar you guys could use as a marketing system? What's some ideas?
Asking your favorite affiliates.
Asking what?
Asking, working with your affiliates.
That would fall under businesses that we just covered.
Golfing buds.
Huh?
Golfing buds. Golfing buds.
Golfing buds, yep, there you go. Golf club. I had somebody in the yacht club who was a realtor now, made a bunch of money out of doing that. What are some other ideas?
A neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch. You can make that as a pillar. I know a very successful realtor, works in an upper end part of town and provides garage sales signs for the garage area. There's a complicated thing, all right?
Neighborhood websites, build a neighborhood website.
Build a neighborhood website. What else? You guys are missing some people. I want you to, come on. Flow the juices. FSBO or call expireds? That's one. You might not, again, this isn't for everybody. I want you to pick what you like to do, okay? We covered your database. Other ones. PTA, you could get involved with that, work that, yeah.
If you're in the Rotary, it is now, it used to be you get a fine if you talked about your business. Now it's business to business and incredible amount of leads from social organizations within your community. Network.
Chamber.
It's a great source of leads.
Great
Chamber
one.
of Commerce.
And
Boom.
they're warming.
Boomtown could be another source, right?
Yes.
You guys get to pick whatever you want. I mean, it's your business. I had a realtor who was into dogs. He didn't have kids. Dogs were his life. He donated $500 for every referral he got from his dog kennel club. Okay, that sounds like fun. This was a long time ago, I went to a Mike Ferry seminar, and Mike Ferry, very direct. He told me, you call, I don't know, 20 expireds a day, I'll guarantee you $150,000 a year, something like that, right? And I was very young at the time, and I'll do whatever it takes. And after about 2 weeks, I wanted to literally end my life. I couldn't do it. That's not me. And so I didn't do it. And then I discovered, hey, some people that works great. You gotta have fun stuff that you like to do. Okay? Open houses. That's a great pillar. I'm gonna tell you right now, I know realtors that are horrible at open houses. I know other ones that are phenomenal at it. I stop by and weekend all the time just to kind of see how the realtor's doing it. And I don't tell them I'm a lender. It's fun for me. Okay? But doing a great open house, I mean, you can do a great open house and your database and work with business people. That's a great business plan that can get you 30 closings a year. Okay? The key is to put them out and work them. Any other ideas for topics for your 4th pillar?
Church.
Huh?
Church.
Church. I know churches, they want a lot of times realtors to come speak when they try to educate the clients, the congregation. Okay. You guys can choose whatever you want. Now go to this page. Oh, go ahead. One more.
And I was gonna ask you if we do it like a class, like invite people to like a class about short sales.
First time homebuyer seminar?
I love good first time home seminars.
Maybe do it. That's
You
it.
only get like 5 or 6, but that's all you need.
Guess what? Why do you guys think I'm up in front of 40-something realtors right now? This is one of my pillars. Okay? This is it. I've got 2 kids. They're at crucial ages right now. I want to spend as much time with them as possible. So I'm leveraging my time. You can do the same thing. All of this stuff I give you, do me a favor, copy it, say it's yours, get 10 accountants together and teach it to them. They don't know how to get leads. They don't have a business plan like this. Share this stuff. Give it away. The CDs I gave you, copy them. Give them away. There's no copyrights here. Okay? We want to give it all away. I want you guys to look like the experts, so they will refer you business. Okay, get all excited. This page here, this is the beauty. This is the business plan, all right? Finally got to it. It's a 1-page business plan. It's a job description. It's what keeps me focused. The first time I did this, it took me about, I am not lying to you, 40 hours to put all this together. I mean, there's a lot that goes on here. So, 3 areas: marketing, operations, finance. Okay, we talked about these already. Today we're going to focus on the marketing. Okay, so here's an example of a realtor one to generate 20 leads per month, what we do for each source. So this one has a personal sphere database, a database farm, open house and sign calls, and business people. All right, does everybody see that?
Yep.
Of this, below those bolded headings are the systems that have to occur. Okay, below the systems occur are how many leads per month. Okay, so this is specifically how we generate 20 leads per month. So if you look under personal database, they mail a letter from the heart on the 7th of each month. Is that kind of vague?
Yeah.
It's the 7th of each month. Guess what? It's scheduled in Outlook, a 2-hour block to mail out my marketing piece on that day, right? So I get a call on that slotted time, an all-cash buyer for $2 million, and if they don't meet you right at that time, they're going to fire you and go to another realtor. What do you tell them on the phone?
I have an appointment.
I have an appointment. If they can't wait an hour, it wasn't going to happen anyway, okay? And by the way, I've been the one to meet Sunday at 8 o'clock at night because that was the only time the client could meet.
How about
You
the
know
night
how
before
this-
Thanksgiving?
I know how this goes, all right? Stick to your schedule, make this happen. It's going to provide you consistency. Consistency will get you what? Freedom, health, and peace of mind. That's what I want. Evidence of success postcard, they recommend you mail twice a month. I don't tell realtors that because usually you already hate me for saying you should mail once a month. Just listed or emailed postcards. All right? There's some systems. Of 700 people, I'm estimating 3 leads a month off of that. I know your numbers may be a little different, but that's just a ballpark idea. Number 2, a farm. Mail it on the 7th of the month and attend association meetings. Those are the systems underneath the goal. Number 3, open houses. Open house every Sunday. What's that one? Email out to an open house. Email out to your database telling me I have an open house. That's a great idea, even if it's not in their area. Send out just sold listing cards, newspaper advertising, pass out a flyer the day before at the open house, balloons and signs out for open houses. You don't have to use these. Make up your own. If you don't have them, use these. The key is to use them. Here's what happens to me. I get busy, and then I just, whatever. I start managing crisis management, and I just start winging it. I don't like winging it. You know why? It makes my business go like this, and it causes stress. So when I get all confused and dazed, because we just had a short sale conversation, and there's a lien on title, and the appraisal came in low, and it's a 90-day flip, and I just, I'll go here and say, oh, this is what I have to do. I need that clarity. Business people. Here I listed them out. Lender, accountant, financial planner, stockbroker, a bank, a builder, a title company, a hairdresser. Refer them business and take one to lunch once a week. So maybe Thursdays, like divide up your week into different categories. Thursdays are take a business partner to lunch week. So every Thursday from 12 to 1 you have it scheduled. All right? Call 5 of them and invite them. The ones that don't go with you, appreciate the fact that you invited them. So you're still making huge progress. Okay? Questions on those systems? All right. We'll cover operations and finance later. I want to go to the next page. Actually, go to the back page. Here's your marketing system. There he is. As you see on the left, we have database sphere. Okay? Put in there how many people you currently have in your database. This is one I'm sorry you have to do. It's the required law from everybody. All right? What's your sphere there? How many? If you've got 100, I think a perfect database size is about 500. Okay? It may take you a couple of years to get there. Maybe only do 200. The key is to have it. Per the National Association of Realtors, what percentage of realtors have a database and mail to it every month?
2%.
Less than 3%. Very good. Okay? Put yourself in the top 3%. So put that database sphere. Put the date you're going to mail to it. If you want to do every other month, if you want to do quarterly, that's fine. Put whatever you're going to do on there. And then estimate how many leads you're going to get off of there. And then you can track it. What we're doing is building that dashboard at the beginning, right? That I talked about those knobs. If you need more business and you've got 150 in your database, double it to 300. Next, farm. I still think that works. I still think it's a great thing to do. I still know realtors making a lot of money at it, but obviously that's optional whether you want to have a farmer. Top 10 raving fans. That was on our realtor GPS where I said 25, list them. If you can get just 10, that's very good. Okay? And if you have 10 true raving fans that love you and think you're the best thing since sliced bread, you're going to look at about 20 closings a year off of those 10 if you market to them and stay top of mind awareness with them. Now, here's the others for you to complete. Okay? Maybe you're in the dog club, maybe you're in the PTA, all of those different options that we spoke about. You guys can fill those in, put the number of leads there, and then you'll complete a third of your business plan is right here. Okay? This is a third of your business plan. I do this first. I spend the most time on this. You know why? It's the most important. And let's be honest, you could stink as a manager and an owner and still do okay. Yeah.
Steve, can you get a second?
No, please do.
Last week when I was up here, John asked what my commission was for that particular month span, which was $78,000. That amount of money came off of 22 transactions that 2 months ago I approached an attorney, didn't know him at all, asked him if he had anybody that was in trouble that he was currently working with that needed to sell investments. He gave me one investor, which I got 22 properties to sell. That gave me $78,000. I met with him at lunch yesterday, and he was very happy because I told him I'd have all 22 sold before November. I did it from 2 months ago to yesterday. I'm closing on the last 4 next week. I met with him yesterday. He gave me a $900,000 listing of his own to sell for him.
And how'd you meet him?
I walked in the door.
Guys, I'm telling you.
Presented my card. The first time I went there, he couldn't see me. I gave the card to his receptionist, said it's extremely important I meet with him at his convenience for only 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, I gave him my track record, my bio, my resume per se, what I currently are doing in the area, about between 50 and 75 transactions a year. Walked away. He called me, says, I've got a client I want to save from bankruptcy. Can you help me? And not only from that sale, 3 of them were apartment complexes. I not only took a $795,000 complex that was built only 4 years ago, sold it as a short sale, president of the bank accepted the $400,000, but I found the buyer for it. I double-ended that sale for $22,000. He is now my investor, and he's got an investment group for $12 million. He's out of LA, and I'm a general contractor as well. We're remodeling that unit, and I gave him a property management company, and I walked away. So it works. You just don't cover yourself in. Look at the broad scope of things. CPAs, and also, I've got the CPA of this guy who went BK, and now the CPA was in my office yesterday saying, do you have other bankers that you know? So I'm going to introduce him to some more bankers. And it's a good networking source.
That's a great story. I don't know why realtors do not call on business people in general. They don't do it. And we track closing percentages of the leads we get, and the business referral sources I get have the highest close ratio. Realtors are number 2, by the way.
Your best thank you is a referral.
The key is to do stuff. You will stumble into stuff. I'm telling you, you'll stumble into it. Have you ever made any mistakes?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, I think we're scared to make mistakes. Dude, I could share the mistakes on mistakes on mistakes, and then I stumble into something that works.
My biggest mistake yesterday was doing one of my honeydew projects. Now I've got another one.
That's another class, all right? Any questions on the marketing side of this, for this business plan? It's worth your time. I'm telling you guys, go get a mocha or something, lock yourself in a room for 2 hours, figure it out, fill in the blanks, get specific, then go to your electronic calendar and put it in under recurring settings, and then follow your calendar. Okay? Are you going to come into problems and obstacles? Will your database software crash? Yes. Okay? I think I told you guys before, I mailed a letter out in Spanish to 1,300 people once, okay? That was not intentional. Okay? Things are going to happen. I'm driving with my daughter the other day, this was actually a couple of years ago, and she's 9, and she says, she heard me over the phone dealing with some problems. And I got a little down, which I hate to do, especially in front of my kids. And she looks at me and she says, Dad, build a bridge and get over it. Every time I get down and I'm doing like that, because my kids keep teaching me, build a bridge and get over it. Is it a speed bump or a roadblock? Okay? If you went into that business professional and they told you you're an idiot and kicked you out of the office, okay, go to another one. You got nothing to lose. Your realtors are so popular right now. People are looking for a good realtor and a good lender. I'm sorry, if the business has gotten tougher and the cream is rising to the top. So I think there's honestly been never a better time to be in this business. And if you get the structure down and you've got the large commissions, it's a great life. Okay? Are we here to make a living or design a life? And that's really what it comes down to. So, any questions on part 1 of this for the marketing side? If you notice, if you go back to it, operations and finance, if everybody's into that, we can cover that into the next part. The operations is the manager side. This is your job description here. Okay? So in one page, you have your business plan, your job description, and your goals. All right? When we get done with this, what do we do with it? Work it, frame it, hang it in our office, put it in our day planner, brainwash ourselves to make this happen. All right? Will we hit 100% of this? Probably not. The goal is 80%. Okay? Nothing, especially in our business. I mean, you can have the perfect day all planned out and it all just goes to the side, right? This is the key stuff, to give yourself something to shoot for. All right? Questions? Please listen. Oh, yeah.
I got one more. I was talking with Steve. I came up for a purpose today because I was impressed last week with his presentation, and I wanted to know about this. I coach. I coached from Mike Ferry, okay? And I have chosen in January to not do sales anymore. Just coach the realtors that are in my office. Guys, you definitely have to make a business plan, and then you have to work the plan. Adjust it. Adjust it daily, weekly, monthly. I don't have to work. I work to stay healthy. I'm 70 years old, and I got up here early this morning. I went to the gym at 5:30 this morning before I came here because I want to stay healthy. Okay? I work to please, and one of the things he asked, why do you work? I work to stay healthy. I don't have to work. I'm financially very stable. Gail, wonderful person. He's all over the place. I could not work the amount of territory that he works. Okay, so he made a decision to come up here to Sacramento and work with smaller geographics. Work your area. Definitely have a farm. Okay, do have many legs in this, but put the program. He asked me. He said, "Why do people don't do this? This is your job. Okay, you don't want to just come into an office and have a cubicle here and move your stuff from one side of the desk to the other, or go in a room when they finally have a coffee machine and have cookies and coffee with an agent. Agents don't make you money, clients do. Where do your clients come from? Right from here. I still do a business plan. And week before last, I taught this very thing to 6 of my agents in my office. And tomorrow, I'm meeting with them to see what their business, they had a week to put it together. And we're going to meet again, and we're going to see what the plan looks like, and then we're going to change it a little bit to make it workable. So definitely put one of these together.
Thank you. Him and I are identical except for one area. I have to work. I need the money. Okay? I got 2 kids, college funds, braces, the whole 9 yards. So anything on the loan side of things, if you guys need any help on that, I'd love the opportunity to work with you. Honestly, this is a great group of realtors. I coach and train a lot of different groups. You guys have a really good synergy here. So I'm excited to be a part of it. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
Last week, you gave us a name of somebody that does marketing for you.
The mail house?
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yes.
Do you have that contact?
It's in that handout if you have it, but it's his email is info@appliedmailing.com.
Yeah.
It's Ray Reilly, R-E-I-H-L.
Info at what? Info at what?
I think it's appliedmailing.com. If not, email me and I'll shoot it right over to you. He's very inexpensive, does a great job.
And the other thing, Chris, too, is we were just talking, realtors have to understand that if I put something in escrow today and it's an equity sale, that's a December close of escrow. I need to have my business plan done already, which I do, because what I know is my November, December sales becomes my January income. So in November, I'm already working on my 2013 income stream.
Excellent point. This is why we're covering it now. Now's the time for 2013. 2012 is done. All right? You may close some stuff you have in the pipe, but chances of you getting a real quick one and closing, not going to happen. All your efforts, thank you again for bringing that, all your efforts, like for probably 3 to 6 months out. You start working a farm, that could be 6 to 12 months out before you get any kind of return. And please, if you do some of this and it doesn't work after a couple months, don't stop. Okay, don't stop. It works. You just have to be consistent at it.
And that's the worst image you can put out there. The stop, start, stop, start, stop, start.
Show of hands, seriously, where you live now, who sends you as a realtor a mailer once a month on a consistent basis? Please raise your hand. 2, 3, 4? I don't know. I live in a modern, medium place here in Fair Oaks. I don't get any consistent marketing pieces. I get about 2 or 3 a year from just, they have a listing in the area or something like that.
I've got one that wants to sell my ranch.
Same person, keep sending you.
All right, anything else? Thank you guys very much. John, you want to close in here?